it's a place where people don't only steig in their learning, but they really steig in their avodas Hashem.
People say it's a program for Balabatim. I feel more that it's a program for Avrechim who happen to work.
The children, they get up every single morning. They know what's the trip today, what's the program, what's happening, when is the next Shabbaton, when's the next activity. It's non-stop.
Even in situations of personal crisis, the support we got from the Kehillah was unbelievable.
All the people in the kollel that were there from the beginning are many, with no exaggeration, Rabbanim of yeshivas, Rosh Kollalim, Rav of shuls.
There's such an emphasis on the graph of learning and building learning and excitement for learning, and it's been a tremendous force in our family.
For those that have arrived here, to be able to find a warm, caring community where they can find a network of social friends, of understanding, something somewhat similar to what they were used to in Chutz La'aretz, a place where they can learn, where they can grow, and where they can have friends.
It didn't matter if the people were coming from a working background, if people were coming from a learning background, they all shared a common denominator in that they wanted to grow in Torah and get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu through Avodas Hashem, Tefillah, Limud Torah, Chesed.
So as we moved to our first larger location on Revim 16, it was had probably close to 40-50 seats in the shul, and from the first week on it was already full. As time went on, the shul had to expand again.
It was clear to us that there was no way we were going to move forward without having a leader, a Rav who could manage and guide us.
I remember when the Rav first came, he was determined to change Ramat Beit Shemesh into a Mokum Torah.
Here in Ramat Beit Shemesh, you'll see a lot of shuls, in fact, kehillas, that are based on this idea that you have a Rav, you have a kehillah, you have a community, and you have learning programs that enable people that are working to have resources to grow in learning. That, I think, all started in the Grashal. The base medrash is always full, by day, by night. People coming from all over the neighborhood, they come to the Gra to learn, to be inspired, to grow.
It's amazing to see the growth of the Balabatim who never opened a Gemara before and now are able to go through entire Masechta, ask the right questions, and have a deep understanding of the material.
There's always a focus on growth.
Where Kornfeld saw, this is what, put your more effort into this, put your more effort into that. And he was the one that helped us bring out our potential. And today, Baruch Hashem, in that merit, we're giving over what we got.
And I think it's an amazing thing. You have people of all ages, all types. You have Balabatim learning, you have Reichim. You have a whole blend together, and they're really thriving together.
People who come to my shurim, very committed, they want to learn.
The Rav and the Kehillah have truly inspired me to push to new limits. You know, the hours I've learned, they've challenged me to learn so many more hours.
I'm used to being in an environment of people who are growing. I only experienced that environment in yeshiva until I came to Hagro in Beit Shemesh. And there you have mature people, people in business, people working, who have that same ambition to grow that you find in yeshivas.
The son-in-law of one of the participants in the program came up to me, and he wanted to thank me for the effect that the program has on his father-in-law. The whole family, the children, the grandchildren take pride that the grandfather is sitting learning in kollel.
When you walk into the Gra on a Friday, it doesn't surprise me to see a shir here, a kollel group here, a chavrusa here, because that is what the Kehillas Gra brings.
I came to realize that the learning that I do with Rav Adler and with my shir during the nights, it's not just a part of my day, it's the ikar of my day.
I think the people in the Gra, they all have one thing in common. They all want to steig. They all want to grow in their Yiddishkeit. They want to get better in their learning. They want to take their tefillah seriously. They should care.
The Gra Kids program was set up with two goals in mind. One was to create an achdus amongst all the children, to bring them all together. And another one is to foster in them an excitement for learning Torah.
When we took them last winter, everybody saw a big group of going around. They were saying, okay, what yeshiva are the Bachrim from? We said, a bunch of different yeshivas. And they said, well, since when do a bunch of different yeshiva Bachrim from different yeshivas all hang around together and with such achdus and support of each other? And they saw just the cohesiveness of the group. And we said, that is a real kehila.
The fact that my kids run out after a long day of cheder to learn even more, the sense of belonging, the pride that they have in being part of the Gross Shul.
The Rav felt that if the children feel connected to something, if they feel part of something, and they're enthusiastic about it, then they're less likely to leave and go somewhere else.
The trips were really, really amazing. They were like well planned and very, very fun. And it really showed that they respect us, they respect what we do, and they really care about us and want to give us a good time.
I was just thinking about how wonderful Kilas Hagra is, how all the things it does for us, how it brings us all together as one.
It's so nice, Hagra, it's one big family.
The women of the Gross Shul formed themselves into a nishay, and they found unbelievably creative ways to raise money. Garage sales, plays, programs, bake sales.
My wife is in the Gra Meals Committee, where she makes phone calls to the Shei HaGra, asks them to help out for families who need meals.
This year we've had a health crisis in our family. My mother-in-law was diagnosed with a serious illness a few weeks ago, and my wife's been tired going back and forth to the hospital and taking care of her. And the response of the Gra has been overwhelming.
When my wife first began, we were both very nervous. It would be very time-consuming, but it has not been at all. The outpouring of chesed in the Shei HaGra has shown all it takes is a few phone calls from my wife, and she's able to help out each individual family.
The Women's Committee have put together an amazing array of programs for the girls, including trips, Malav Malkas, joint Shabbos meals that really have brought them together and give them a sense of belonging and a love of Yiddishkeit that will make them become the future center of their communities and homes.
It's been a dream, the years they move, the time it runs. We've built a home, a kehillah forever.
There's no question that the Sheves Achim Gam Yochad of the Gra is quite unique of all communities in the world.
The Torah speaks to me, a place of family, be all that you can be. We came from far, we did not know what we would find. Our soul was yearning, so we left it all behind.
Having a tzibur, having a shul and a community as you have, Ashreichem u'ma tov chelkechem.
Let that one who cares, memories to share, community starts here. For all you do, we are who we are because of
Everyone's help is essential for getting to this next stage, and I envy the schar that everyone will get for taking part in this. May we all be zeicha to have a part in this and have great siyata d'shemaya and create tremendous nachas ruach lo'avinu shabbat shemayim.
For all you do, we are who we are because of you.
She'avrocha and Atzlocha, you should be Matzliach, go to a new stage of putting up a building that should house this mokum of Torah and Tefillah.